After their miraculous crossing of the Red Sea, the Israelites continued their journey into the wilderness of Shur. For 3 days they found no water, and when they finally reached Marah, they discovered that the water was bitter and undrinkable. The people complained to Moses, who cried out to the Lord. God showed Moses a piece of wood, which he threw into the water, making it sweet and drinkable. This act demonstrated God's provision and care for his people, teaching them to trust in him during times of need. As the journey continued, the Israelites faced hunger. They grumbled against Moses and Aaron, reminiscing about the food in Egypt. God responded to their complaints with grace, sending manna, bread from heaven, each morning and quail in the evening. The manna appeared each day like frost on the ground, and the people were instructed to gather only as much as they needed for the day, teaching them to rely on God's daily provision. On the 6th day, they gathered a double portion to observe the Sabbath, a day of rest as commanded by God. Further along their journey, the Israelites camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. The situation led to more complaints and quarreling against Moses, who feared for his life due to the intensity of the people's frustration. Moses cried out to God, and God instructed him to strike a rock at Horeb with his staff. When Moses did so, water gushed out, providing enough for the people and their livestock. This miracle reinforced the idea that God would provide for his people even in the most desperate situations. As the Israelites journeyed onward, they faced their first battle in the wilderness against the Amalekites. Moses instructed Joshua to lead the men into battle while he stood on a hilltop holding the staff of God. As long as Moses held up his hands, Israel prevailed, but when his hands grew weary and dropped, the Amalekites began to gain the upper hand. Aaron and Hur supported Moses' hands, keeping them raised until sunset, ensuring victory for Israel. This battle demonstrated that victory depended on God's strength and the support of the community. After the battle, Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, visited him and observed Moses handling disputes among the people from morning until evening. Jethro advised Moses to delegate responsibilities to capable, God-fearing men to act as leaders over groups of thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. This advice helped Moses manage his workload and allowed him to focus on more significant matters while ensuring that the people's needs were met efficiently. Applications. Trust in God's provision. The story of the bitter water at Marah turning sweet reminds us that God can transform difficult and seemingly impossible situations into sources of blessing. We should trust that He can provide for our needs in unexpected ways. Rely on daily sustenance from God. The manna teaches us to depend on God daily, not just for material provision, but for spiritual nourishment as well. It's a reminder to seek Him each day for strength and wisdom. God's faithfulness in desperate times. The water from the rock emphasizes that God can bring life and refreshment, even in the driest and most desperate circumstances. We can trust that He will supply what we need, even when our resources seem depleted. Strength in unity and support. Israel's victory over the Amalekites illustrates the power of unity and mutual support within the community. It teaches us that helping one another and staying connected strengthens our collective ability to overcome challenges. The importance of wise counsel and delegation. Jethro's advice to Moses highlights the value of listening to wise counsel and sharing responsibilities. This principle is essential for effective leadership and personal well-being, reminding us that we are not meant to carry our burdens alone.